What's up, everybody? You're very welcome along to the Leicester preview show. I've brought my good friend Lee Chappy along to give us a Leicester perspective on the game ahead. Lee, how are you, my friend?
You know what? I'm top. I'm looking forward to this game, though, Craig. I tell you, and it's going to be a massive game for the neutrals as well. The amount of injuries is just frightening, and there's still international games being played, so there could be more yet. Who knows?
Mate, I'm keeping my fingers crossed from our perspective. I'm sure you're doing the same from yours. We were just speaking off air about the injuries that are racking up, and as I speak, actually, England have just gone 2-0 up here. Mount have just scored. We're recording this when the England game is on. Yeah, so I was looking at ours. We've had about 15 since the start of the season, but Leicester, as you said off air, you can run through them there yourself, but you've got a whole lot of lads out as well.
Yeah, I think really it started from us, from when you smashed us Boxing Day last year. You beat us at the King Power 4-0. From then on, we sort of had a bit of a downward slope, but it was the injuries as well that really affected us. We lost Ricardo Pereira around March time, and he's been out since then. And since then, we've had more as well. You know, Ben Chilwell was injured at the time. He's now gone to Chelsea, but we lost Ndidi as well. We lost, it's just Soyuncu we lost, and they're still out. These players are still out, you know, and we've took some new ones as well recently as well. Of Castagna, the new signing that we've got, the Belgium international Castagna, he's out. Wesley Fofana, knee injury problems, could be out. 50% chance of him playing Sunday. Ricardo's out, as I've said, and Ndidi's, as I said. It's just mad.
Welcome to the 2021 Premier League campaign, Lee. It's a headache all around, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. I mean, I can show you my predicted lineup, Craig, from the injuries that we've got, if you want to have a look.
Yeah, I'll just hand it over to you and let you go through that.
Yeah. So Brendan Rodgers has been playing a kind of a wing-back role with a Luke Thomas and a Marco Brighton on left and right because we've got Fuchs in and Justin in with a Johnny Evans. But that's really all we have got. And he's had to play that because of the fact that Ricardo Pereira is out on the right, you know. And the problem we've got in the middle as well, with no holding role Ndidi, we've got Mendy probably going to be playing up top in the holding role. And Youri Tielemans, the man that scored against England, he's on fire at the moment. So I'm more excited about up top than at the back, to be fair. James Maddison's fit, Dennis Pratt is fit, and Jamie Vardy, who scored, I think he scored 7 against you guys in 11 games. Looks like he probably will start for me. The big one, though, is Cengiz Under, the number 19, who we've signed from AS Roma. The Turkish international has scored 2 goals back-to-back for his national side. And Brendan Rodgers is going to have to pick between probably Dennis Pratt or Cengiz Under on the right wing. I've gone for Pratt to start, but I can see the Undertaker himself coming on. Craig?
See, Lee, I'm looking at that team, man, and obviously Vardy worries me from a Liverpool perspective, but I really wanted to get your thoughts on James Maddison because, yes, he was out injured for the start of the season, and the big debate has always been Grealish, Maddison, and at one point Maddison pulls ahead, then Grealish comes back. But if you just throw all that in the bin and just concentrate on him, how was his development?
You know what? That's always the thing that gets brought up, and you've just mentioned that, Grealish, Maddison. Can we just see them both play together for England? Just for a second, let's just talk about that England situation. Why can't we see them both play together instead of one or the other? It's like the Gerrard Lampard thing all over again. Why have we not seen the two boys play together? I'd love to see it. I'm not going to compare the two. I'm just going to say James Maddison overall, since coming into the club, he's got better and better and better. I think he's very technically gifted. He does give us a lot of free kicks because he gets fouled a lot, like Grealish does. He's one of these players that does get caught and gets fouled a lot. And that's the kind of player you want. It causes trouble. And Leicester need that. I think Leicester, I've always been that sort of scruffy side in the middle anyway. Back in the day, we had like Muzzy Izzet, who was kind of a scruffy player that got fouled a lot. It's true. But, I mean, he's a great player. He's an asset to the club, and I think he's going to be worth a lot of money going forwards.
The man on form for you guys at the minute, and as you said, scored against England as well recently. Somebody who I actually thought went through a bit of a sticky patch for a while, Youri Tielemans, but he certainly seems to be showing his worth now. Himself, and again, I've been watching a lot of Cengiz Under. I do remember him at Roma, and to see him on the bench for Leicester in your setup anyway, it just goes to show the strength and depth that you're starting to build there at the King Power.
Yeah, it's just growing, man. I think it's the ambition of the club. I think I've already told you this on the channel before. You know, we've got the new training facility that's being built, the £100 million training facility.
Snap.
That's ready.
We're gonna ask for 50 though. You are robbed, lad.
But I mean, the ambition's there. You know, from even though Vashai's gone, you know, his memory's still going and it's going strong. His dream is to become this built big side, and I think that can only keep going and keep growing. You know, the international sides, international signings that we've brought in as well. Like you said, the Timothy Castagna, the Belgium trio now with Yuri Tillemans and Dennis Pratt. You know, that's a centerpiece. And when Castagna came in, he was getting assists nearly every game, and now we've lost him. It's my head's just gone of where we're going to go, but I'm so excited for this Leicester side. I really, really am excited. I just don't know where we're going to go up top when Jamie Vardy's finally done, Craig. I think that's a question you'll probably throw at me another time, but I really don't know what's going to happen once Jamie Vardy's gone because he's 33 now.
I think we can all be confident it won't be Kylie Iheanacho. He's not up to it, mate. Long term, is he really?
Certainly not, mate. I would like to see someone in like Celtics forward. Is it Edouard?
Yes, like Edouard.
Maybe get him in or something because Rodgers has had some experience with him. So I don't know, but Iheanacho for me, I know he's got goals and assists in the Europa League, but if you watch those goals back, Craig, they're scruffy goals. They're not like the goals where you just, you know, they're just scruffy. They are scruffy assists and scruffy goals. Just watch back. I don't rate Iheanacho at all.
Not to mention he's frightened to score against Manchester City. We can't forget that, Lee. I'm never going to let that go, mate. Never.
Did he hit the corner flag? I'm sure he hit the corner flag.
It's probably still floating around somewhere, mate. I mean, must give Elon Musk a ring and see if the lads in SpaceX found it in their recent mission to the moon. Like, it's getting ridiculous. But look, last season we had a talk. You guys were challenging right up there at the top, and I stand over what I said. If there was no enforced break, yourselves and Sheffield United would have pushed further into the table than you did. I think you guys were the most impacted teams by that enforced break. So this season, do you think we'll see a Leicester City side lasting the race or pushing all the way in the Champions League places?
Yeah, that's a question I've been asked as well, Craig. And you know what? It's strange. We're sort of almost peaking the same as we did last season at this point, you know, and I think we're in the top four for around 85% of the season. But around Christmas time, when we got stuffed, a good turkey stuffing from yourselves on King Power, I bet you loved that, by the way.
That was the moment for me. I knew we were winning the league.
Yeah, well, there you go. I felt the same way when we beat Man City at the Etihad in 2016. Yeah, where were we? What was regarding the injuries? They're all coming back. We're top of the league this time with key players out. Your key players, I'm talking Osionchu, Ndidi, and Ricardo Pereira in particular, are three big name players that I think a lot of teams would take in their sides. I'm sure you'd like one of those in your side. I'm sure you would.
I'd have Pereira.
There you go. So to miss those three and
no, just to make this clear, he's not starting. I have either of our current players, but I'd have them.
Hey, why can't we have both? Why can't you have Trent and Ricardo?
Oh yeah, there you go. But the attacking threat would just be ridiculous. That'll do, mate. That'll definitely do.
There you go. You know what? I did this. I don't know if you want to quickly put full screen. I did this and put this here for you as well. There is a combined injury list of players. Look at that side, Craig. That side is almost a top 6, top 4 challenging side. Ricardo and Trent down that right, Castagna and Ox on the left, Fabinho and Ndidi in the middle, Salah up top with a massive defence of Gomez, VVD and Soyuncu. Come on, Craig, talk to me.
That's a pretty decent team, Lee. I'm not going to lie to you. That team could do bits. It's it just goes to show that we're not even finished. Like, we're only, a quarter of the way through the season. Yeah. Injuries left, right, and centre. People coming back with positive tests. And I don't know, whoever wins this league campaign, some people are saying there'll be an asterisk beside it. I think they deserve 2 trophies, whoever goes on to win this league campaign, because it's bonkers.
Yeah. It's mad, mate. Anyone could win it as well. That's the thing. You know, we've had Leeds up the top, we've had Villa up the top, we've had Everton on the top, which you wouldn't like. We've had Southampton up there as well, haven't we? As well. It's mad. It could be anyone's. I am predicting a new title winner as well. Actually, a new team that's never won it before. So
I know we're going back to back now. Let's be fair. Come on.
I don't think so. I honestly, it's a weird season, Craig. I think if the fans were there and like the whole landscape of the way it is with the coronavirus, I think without all that, I think you would be in a shout to just back to back. But I think it's all over the place. It could be anyone. Leicester could still win it.
Yeah, look, I will absolutely agree. This is going to be a far more competitive league campaign than last season's one. I mean, I'm weird. I'm almost different to a lot of Liverpool fans, and I want us to go deep in the Champions League this year. I'm all about the European Cup League. I absolutely love the Champions League.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I want Liverpool to go deep. I mean, of course, I want us to defend the title, but if you offered me right now the Champions League or the Premier League title, I'm taking the Champions League.
Of course. I mean, it's the biggest cup in club competition, and
we are one behind United in league titles, so there is that. And I can almost hear a lot of Reds screaming at me now, and I get it, but I just love the European Cup. I just love, look at our best memories as Liverpool fans recently: Barcelona, Istanbul, beating Spurs as well. You beat Spurs at Spurs. That's what you do. You beat Spurs in finals because Spurs don't win at them. But apart from little dig,
listen, we beat Spurs to the Premier League title. Don't worry. We know we've both been there. They are the bottlers of the bottlers. Simple as that. And they ain't going to win it this season. By the way, they are not going to win.
No, they haven't even got through their Harry Kane injury season yet, because he always has a really important part as well. He always pulls up injured.
Yeah, glass shins, mate. Glass shins.
I wanted to ask you about one player who did go from Anfield to the King Power, and I haven't really kept track of, and that's Danny Ward.
Danny Ward, unfortunately, just doesn't get picked because Kasper Schmeichel has been a rock. It's as simple as that. The only time you'll see Danny Ward would be in the League Cup, and we got knocked out of that one by Arsenal. I
tell you one thing we did notice when Danny Ward left Liverpool is that the team news wasn't getting leaked anymore. That's one thing Liverpool fans, there's a little story going around that a certain taxi driver was getting a little nod ahead of each week, and we all had the Liverpool team days in advance. Have you noticed that happening at all?
You know what? I'm gonna look at that next time if the team league comes out. I'm gonna have a look. That's interesting.
I never wish injury on a player, and I know you're the same. But when I heard the Kasper Schmeichel took a bang to the head, I thought that could be big. That could be big for us going into this game. But it was back training the next day, apparently.
Yeah, I know. I tweeted it straight away. I was like, oh no, not the man in the sticks. Because how I see Leicester, you've got two Premier League winners back and at the top. You know, you've got Kasper in the sticks and you've got Vardy up top scoring the goals. And those two experienced top and tail, and the rest of all the youngsters that are in there, you know, learning their craft, it just makes for a great side. And Kasper Schmeichel, for me, is one of the most underrated goalkeepers in the Premier League, I think. And that's because he wears this badge. If he was at a bigger side, I think he'd be acknowledged as a better keeper. I don't know why that is. That's just my opinion. But yeah, taking that knock to the head, I thought, oh no. And I bet you were like loving it. In a way, you don't wish.
Of course, look, you absolutely don't wish anyone to get injured. But if it happens and it benefits you, yeah, of course. I mean, you can't tell me that you wouldn't rather play this game without Van Dijk.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, of course, we're human. Like, we're hypocrites as well. You know, we say one thing, but deep down, if someone does pick up an injury, we have a little smile to ourselves. We're allowed that, Lee. We're football fans.
I'm just checking now, you know, to see if Kasper's actually playing. I'm sure they're playing right now, aren't they, Denmark?
They are. They're playing against Belgium in a decider for the group.
I'm just looking
in Belgium.
Just making, because it's 1-1 there. I'm just making sure Kasper is playing. Yeah, he is. He's in the. Yes, beautiful. We're all good. We're all good. We're all good.
There you go. I was the same with Robbo for Scotland against Israel.
Yeah,
tonight.
because he's
just make sure that you're all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even check the starting 11, but he was in contention. That's good enough for me. And Henderson obviously gone back as well for treatment from our side. Thiago, nobody has a clue about. If you're going to ask about that at some point, nobody has a clue what's going on there. We're still waiting for him to start training. Fabinho, we've got no news on him either.
Yeah, I'm just looking now at the long list of players. It's flagged up 10 here for Liverpool. Andrew Robertson, Reece Williams, Fabio, Thiago, Trent, Joe Gomez, Mohamed Salah, Jordan Henderson, VVD, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain as well. That's insane, mate. What are you going to do about that back line against Jamie Vardy, Maddison, Pratt and Yuri Tillemans that are at the minute on fire? They are on fire.
I'd say
6 on the bounce.
I'd guess, and people will disagree, of course, as you do as fans, but I'm thinking Robbo at left back, probably James Milner to play at right back, and then if Fabinho straight himself alongside Joe Matip. And if Matip or Fabinho, if Fabinho isn't available, Reece Williams, who he did report back from the under-21s with a little bit of a hip injury, but I think he'll be okay. So it'll be him or Nat Phillips, I would imagine, but I'm hoping Fabinho's available. But look, I'll take that back four. it's okay. To be fair, Jimmy Milner will do a job anywhere on the pitch. I mean, we won't have the same attacking intent going forward with James Milner at right back than we would with Trent, but Fabinho, Matip, Rob, I take it, mate. It's not ideal, but if we get Fabinho back, it'll be a big plus for us. But I think for Liverpool, the system, the way that we play it, it's set up. We've had a little tweak in system, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed this recently. We've gone from a flat 4-3-3 to something like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-2-1-3 or a 4-2-2-2.
I'm just looking at it
I think that's to get the best out of Thiago when he comes in, to give us another option through the centre, because we usually play the balls through our fullbacks or Van Dijk or somebody pinging a long ball over the top. This will give us a little bit more going through the centre. So for me, the whole new system with that front four of potentially, when they're all fit and available, Salah, Mane, Jota, Firmino maybe playing the attacking midfield role, it's going to be Hendo and Thiago, or Gini and Thiago just anchoring the midfield. That excites me.
Yeah, well, the one player that's exciting me at the minute for Liverpool, and I've got to say, is Jota. He's unreal. What a signing that is to pull him in. My God, if there's one
Diogos, that's what we're calling them now. Diogos.
Diogos. Oh, okay. I like that. That's got a catch to it, mate. Yeah, he's one player I'm particularly worried about, especially with our defence at the minute. If we are down to what we've got at the minute with Fuchs, his aging legs, although he's been a rock, a little bit on the slow side, and that is the side that he's going to attack down, isn't he? So, don't know. A bit worried.
So, what are we thinking, Lee? What are we thinking for a prediction for this one from your side?
Now, I've said my prediction elsewhere, so I'm not going to change it. I'm going to have to stick to it, and that's regardless if there's any more injuries or not. This is it. Now, Leicester haven't beat Liverpool at Anfield for 20 years. The last win was in 2000, right? Now, I'm going to go with a mad game of football between the two sides. High-scoring game. I think it's going to be 3-2 to Leicester. Somehow they're going to nick it. I don't know how, but I think we're going to nick it right at the end.
I like the ballsiness, mate. I'll be the same. I like it. I respect it. You want to be backing your team to win. Now, it won't happen, unfortunately, for you, because it's going to be 64, I think, unbeaten for us at home in the league, and you'll be celebrating the 21st next year of not winning at Anfield. And you would expect that from me, Lee. You wouldn't respect me if I didn't say it. I've also given my score predictions elsewhere, and I'm going to go with a 2-2 in this game. That's what I said elsewhere. And like yourself, I'm going to stick to my score prediction. I think we won't be able to keep Leicester out with the defence that we have. And look, I expect it to be like you, an open, entertaining game of football with two sides that like to keep the ball and play it in the right way. So it's going to be entertaining. I love that it's moved to a Sunday evening kickoff. I think it'll bring more eyes to the game. I love games under the lights as well. I like that new time slot. So yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-2, Lee. You probably thought I was going for a win there, but I'll go for a 2-2, which would keep you guys ahead of us in the league table, unfortunately for us. But, either side can win this game as well, though. It isn't impossible for either side to go out and win it. I just hope, Lee, as always, that if we're talking about this, and I'm sure that we'll have a catch-up afterwards, we're not talking about the referee. We're not talking about VAR. And by the way, David Q has been moved off VAR and being replaced by Andre Mariner.
Yeah.
I'm not lying, mate. That's a boost for us massively.
I watched that game, mate. I did a live watch along on the show. I'm actually doing the Leicester watch along on my channel. So maybe your subscribers might want to jump in mine and banter me if you're winning, and vice versa. That's maybe a shout.
I love that. I love that aspect of what we do. We can see the goal, and all of a sudden there's 10,000 United fans in our chat just giving us dogs abuse. And then when we score one, they disappear. It's probably the same for yourself, is it?
Yeah, it is. I'm starting to get more non-Leicester fans coming on my channel now, which is great. I've just hit 3K as well subscribers, which is great. Obviously, it's a young channel, really. We've only been going so long, but hey, I'm doing all right, and I'm enjoying it. So I'm going to keep going. But I'm looking forward to the game Sunday, Craig, big time.
I love the journey, man. I love hearing people say, I got 3K, I'm on 5K or whatever. It's beautiful. I love the side of what we do. I still feel the same buzz for people that hit that than we do. I felt the buzz for Mark when he hit 900 grand. I felt the buzz for you when you hit 3 grand. I feel it for us if we hopefully go on to 60. It's class. It's what it's all about. And the hardest part of what we do is getting known.
Yeah, I've been watching.
The hardest part of what we do is to let people know that we exist, mate. That is the hardest part of it all.
Yeah, I mean, it's competitive now. There's some big channels out there that have gone mainstream. There's all sorts out there now, and tell
you what you need to do. You need to go on and do a video and say that X isn't going to happen, and then X will happen, and you just record yourself going 7, 7, 7, 7. That'll work, man. That you won't be able to go outside for the next 10 years, but it'll work. Imagine that for you as a postman now, every day, walking down the road, like every house, even a dog. The dogs would be barking at you and everything.
Listen, I get the equivalent, right? Instead of 7, 7, 7, wherever I walk, it's body, body, bods, bods, body, bods. So it's the same shit.
Yeah, me and Tiago have the same problem, mate. You know what I mean? Everywhere we go, Tiago's let himself go, hasn't he?
Brilliant.
Lee, I'm gonna leave it there, man. But I look forward to catching up with you after the game. And as you said, I hope our viewers do pop over to Lee Chappy and jump in and just let them know that Craig was right and it's going to be 21 years. That's what I'm just digging another hole for myself here, man. I'm thinking, if you win this, I'm done.
I will be jumping in your comments if we do win, though. You do know that, here.
You're always welcome over in our channel. You know that, mate. We go back a long way.
So cool, man. So cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, the links to Lee's channel are in the description of the stream. I wanted to go over there, say hello to Lee, subscribe to his channel as well. And no doubt, buddy, will catch you up when the game's over as well.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.